I'm so funny. What's that, Ron? Oh, I'm writing the last news time. This is going to knock their socks. What? The last news time of the year? No, this is the last news time ever. Ron, you gotta be kidding me. Are you serious, man? My contract ends today, right? What? I'm supposed to be here for another 6 to 7 to 8 months? Or however long till next August is? Are you kidding me? Ron, I thought this was the last news time. I burned so many bridges. I kicked the coffee kid in the face. I punted another small child. I slapped the receptionist. I slept with her, is what I meant to say. Look, Ron, listen, this is the last news time, and I'm just going to go ahead and you're going to sue me if I don't do this episode of News Time. All right, well, you know what? I'll do it. I'll do this episode. I'll do the next 6 to 8 months, and maybe, just maybe, if I remember by August, this will be a continuing storyline, all right? But for now, this is just a cold open to some episode of News Time. You gotta be kidding me. Whoops. All right.
It's News Time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
Welcome back to News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the Globe news that you didn't know about. It's that special time of year again. The cold air is crisp, presents are getting nestled under the tree, and award nominations are being sent out to the world. The Golden Globe nominations were this week, and surprise, surprise, they were very, very white. Very white. But surely that won't stop Hollywood from saying they need to do something about all this whiteness. Besides all the white faces, there were some great contenders up there. Let's dive in. Netflix got 17 nominations in both the movie and television side of things, making for 34 nominations total, easily beating literally everyone else. HBO followed with 15. Late releasers Marriage Story and The Irishman nabbed 6 and 5 nods respectively, making Netflix the most dominant distributor too. The red streamer's showing this year easily outnumbers its own nomination number last year, which was 9, but that doesn't mean every award will be won, which last year was 1. You know, when an actor says it's an honor to be nominated, in this case, the case of Netflix, it really is an honor to be nominated. 34 nominations is big for streaming. Along with Netflix, Hulu and Amazon garnered 5 nominations each. And Apple TV Plus, still an infant, landed 3 noms thanks to the star power of the morning show, and definitely not the show's quality. All a joke. One thing that is missing, though, you know, save for the lack of people of color, is the dismal number of female directors nominated. Dismal meaning 0. There were 0 women nominated for direction. Before you say there are no female directors, there were female directors. In fact, we saw a 14% increase in the hiring of female directors this year alone. Brett Lang of Variety says a small 100 journalists make up the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. A pool that small makes outliers pretty much improbable. Any normal human being should look at this list of people in movies and say, hey, where are the brown faces? Well, they're there, just not in the right places. Hey, it rhymes. Movies like Parasite, The Farewell, and Pain and Glory were shopped around as 3 of the best of the year. Seriously, you can't listen to any podcast recorded in LA or New York without hearing hosts talk about them. Each one of these movies did get a Golden Globe nomination, just not the one they should have gotten. Sadly, there are rules set for movies like these. Foreign films, that is, movies mostly spoken in another language, can't be nominated for the big award that is the best drama movie if 50% of the dialogue is not in English. But that's just for the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, which votes for the Golden Globes. Rules are slightly different for the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, which votes for the Oscars and states that foreign films must have mostly non-English dialogue so that may or may not affect the mostly Mandarin, the farewell. Oh, so confusing. Also, the Academy has 7,000 voters compared to the HFPA's 100, so at least it's a more diverse set. The lack of women directors disappoints me. The lack of people of color disappoints me even more. I hope one day I don't have to write a story about how non-diverse award shows and Hollywoods are, because it's supposed to be the most diverse industry. At least I think so. Maybe the casting director got it wrong. And maybe I should have waited for them to clean that couch. Why is my hand so sticky? Well, discussing jokes aside, why don't you follow us and subscribe to us and watch our other videos? I don't know anymore. You can follow us on Twitter at Sequels Comedy. Follow me on Twitter at ChadBlackWhite. Like us on Facebook. Listen to the Constitutional Podcast. And listen, if you want to do anything else in this world, you gotta be sure that it's definitely something along the lines of comedy, because it's taking me places, baby.